The New York Rangers were eliminated on March the 25th. When we went back and we listened to what we said during our summer coolers, I think the expectation for the Rangers was a wild card team at best. You had said that they would need to overachieve to get in under their first-year coach with the club, Mike Sullivan, coming over for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think we believed that they would struggle for offense. And you had even said that you expected a lot of turnover here. And your words, and I quote, bring a program.
And that seemed to be prophetic, the way that this season turned out for them. A lot of the guys, if you watch their last few games, you won't even know who you're looking at. You feel like you're either looking at the Hartford Wolfpack or players that are out of college that they've signed and so on. It's been really a dismantling job.
So from the expectation that we had, which was not terribly high for this team, to the reality, that goal scoring problem started opening night in a shutout loss to the Penguins. They were shut out twice more at home before even scoring a goal in their fourth home game of the season. There was more dismantling of this club that had made the conference final 2 years ago. K'Andre Miller and Chris Kreider were moved during the summer, and Artemi Panarin was traded to the Los Angeles Kings. And the returns that New York has gotten for these players really amounted to nothing during the course of 25-26.
Well, definitely for 25-26, it was nothing, because nothing was put into this club when things left. They did get future in young players and picks and that kind of stuff, but that doesn't help you win during this season, and they certainly didn't do that.
Later in the season, Rangers did find a line that appeared to click. Mika Zibanejad had a really strong bounce-back season. Alexis Lafrenière started to play better, and Gabe Perreault emerged from a relatively thin group of prospects, and they formed a line that was fairly effective. They've also got Noah Laba, Adam Sýkora, Drew Fortescue, and Dylan Garand in net as part of this youth movement. And we did see some improved play from this group, but when you're playing towards the end of the season and there's no pressure, is this the reality of what could possibly be sustainable going forward? Because this is a small sample size with the team eliminated. Do you think that this is something to build on, or is this a mirage?
It's a mirage. It's the end of the season with no pressure. Everybody's still up there cheering for you, wearing their blue jerseys to the games and thinking you're the conquering heroes, when really you've had a horrible season and you finally got the pressure off of you. And, you know, young guys are coming into the lineup. They're trying to play their hearts out to try to prove they can play in the NHL, but it has no bearing on what's going to happen next season.
The work ahead for Chris Drury, who has been either the architect or the de-architect, depending on what your point of view is. Their UFAs, Jonny Brodzinski, Conor Sheary, both bottom six forwards, goaltender Jonathan Quick, who will likely retire after this season. Their RFAs are defensemen Braden Schneider and Vincent Iorio and Dylan Garand, who we just mentioned a moment ago. The team does have 11 picks in this upcoming draft, 2 in the first round, their own, and 1 from Carolina in the K'Andre Miller deal. And they also have 4 picks in the third round. So from the GM perch, how is this team positioned to start building this thing back up?
Not very good. It's going to take some time. It is going to take some time. They don't have a lot in the pipeline. They got bits and pieces. But you're talking about this thing taking a while. I don't perceive that they're a playoff contender next season.
If you have this hand dealt to you, what are you looking at first?
Well, first of all, you've got to go into the draft, and that's going to be your bread and butter for going forward. And then you've got to move whoever you can move. I mean, they've all got no trade, no movement clauses nowadays. and see what you can get and get the best you can do to put a better product on the ice. But as I said, and you've still got Shesterkin, who is one of the very elite goalies in the league. So you start with that and move out from there. I really like Zibanejad. I think he's a real good player, but he's older and he's not getting better. He's only going to go downhill like all humans do as they age. And I don't think that Lafrenière has lived up to a first overall pick in the NHL. Gabe Perreault is okay as a prospect. He's a pretty good prospect, pretty good NHL player going forward. And, Adam Sýkora put on a good show for himself. Noah Laba played quite a bit. And the kid in goal, Garand, did a real good job in the games that he started for the Rangers. But again, Vic, we're looking at this like we're playing preseason games.